Hello, everybody. Let me just mute myself on my computer. Good afternoon, Rosebud Art and Soul Designs. How's everybody doing today? Happy Saturday. So, um, as we're getting started and everybody's hopping on, please say hi as you guys are hopping on. I would love to see who's watching here today. Um, I am putting into the comment section where you guys can grab your free traces and supply lists. So just check that out. If you would like to know when I um, go live and what sales I have available for you guys can actually text the word join to 866-818-9002. That is my text messaging service that I have where I will send you guys text messages. So if you receive free text messages, it's free to you. Otherwise, if you don't receive free text messages, it will apply whatever the cost is to you. I think most of us all have free text messaging now, so I don't think that's a huge problem. I am just double checking to make sure I am live on my page. So again, say hi as you guys are hopping on. So I am going to be painting hydrangeas with you, something very quick and simple and fun for you guys to see. So hopefully you guys will be able to see that. Okay, so again, just leaving this up for one more minute. If you guys are interested in joining my text messaging list, it's 1-866-818-9002. Just type the word join to that message, to that phone number, and I will actually give you guys a discount, a one-time discount to my store, which is rosebudartandsoul.com, where you guys can purchase art kits. So as you guys have seen, if you guys have been on my page, you guys haven't been noticing I've been making some art kits. And art kits are just kits for those who cannot have art parties or paint parties, or if you guys just want to paint something on your own and you don't have the ability to purchase the supplies on your own from the free tracer and supply list that I do give you guys. Again, you can find that information for this painting in the comments section. You guys, I will send you all the material. So last week, and I just added this to the collection. Last week I painted this with you guys, which was a mermaid tail. I actually since then added a varnish on it and added my niece's name to this one. So I personalized it. I am going to give it to her later on today when I see her. All right, so for this one, if again, let me show you what you guys will be getting. You guys will be getting the supply list, which is right here. So when you guys when you guys click on the link to get this, this is what you're going to be receiving. And you guys will be also be receiving a tracer, which you guys can print out and put together. You guys can also go on to Amazon and purchase something called graphite paper. So graphite paper is just paper that has graphite on one side, so the shiny side is the graphite paper. So you would put the black shiny side down. For this one, I'm using two of them because these are short pieces of paper. They're like 8 by 10. And then you place the paper on top, and then you just trace it. As you can see, I have already done that here. So I already have my image trace for you guys here. So that's what a tracer actually is. So the couple of colors we are using today, we're going to be using white. So today I'm using Deco Art Americana Snow White. So again, every time you do use your colors, I just use a simple paper plate. I'm going to put a little bit of white there. I might need more later on, but I like to start out with a little bit. I'm also going to be doing Linen by Folk Art. It's called Linen by Folk Art. So I'm going to add a little bit of that there. That's for the background, a little bit more, since we are doing the background in that color. I'm also going to be using a burgundy color. The burgundy color I'm going to be using is by Folk Art called Berry Wine. So you guys can choose any burgundy color you like. Just a little bit more. I'm also going to be using like an olive green color, and the olive green color I'm using for this one is Deco Art Americana Hauser Medium Green. Okay, and you would also be needing a dark brown. The dark brown I'm using is Americana Dark Chocolate by Deco Art as well. So I'm just putting those colors all in my paint palette. All right, so you're gonna notice some colors I put more of, some colors I put less of. So the first thing I want to start out is my background. So I have my, okay, let me just readjust this. I'm gonna pull this down. Again, as you guys are hopping on, say hello. Tell me where you guys are watching from. If you're from New York, again, for those of you who do not know, I am a high school, my name is Kelly Ann. I am a high school teacher in New York City. So I actually teach art for a living. And I love to teach paint parties as well on the side. So I'm going to take a flat brush. All right, so this is like a 1-inch brush. So I want to go into my linen, and I'm going to go into a little bit of white. So I'm just kind of doing it something like, sort of like that. And I'm kind of just going in, and I want to kind of do this X or figure 8 kind of hand gesture around my canvas. So tell me where you guys are from. I normally do all my paint parties in Long Island, Brooklyn, Staten Island, or Jersey area. So if you guys are in that area and you guys are interested, please let me know. I will be more than happy to help you set up how you guys can host one. And I will teach you and your guests how to paint a paint party. So if you guys are interested, please drop the word paint party if you're in the area. If you're not in the area, like I said, I do sell paint kits. So if this is one painting that interests you as a paint kit, I can mail this one out to you as well. And you guys can type in the word art kit in the comments, and I will get you guys some more information about that. Again, in the comment section, you guys can grab your free tracer and your supply lists. If you go to a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby, you guys will be able to purchase the supplies there. So how is everybody doing on Saturday? All right, so yes, the weather looks like it's just got a little stormy looking. It was beautiful way this morning, and now it's just looking a little stormy looking. All right, I think I was going to do a little painting with you guys, and then I was going to go out and go get my nails done. So I figured let me do the painting first before I go get my nails done. Before all that paint sometimes gets stuck in my nail bed. That's the life of an artist, right? All right, so very good. So it's okay if you're painting and you paint on your lines, as long as you guys can still see your lines. You still should be pretty good, okay? And then you guys can just wash off your brush from there. All right, so the next thing I want to do is the branches on the flower. So I'm just washing this brush off, wiping it off, and then drying it on my paper towel. For the branches, I'm going to use a small, flat, rounded brush tip here. I'm just going to be using the dark brown. And I'm just, let me just push this up a little bit so you guys can see. Starting here at the bottom and just holding my brush on the side, I'm just going to do several strokes. Now, I don't expect you guys to do this in one big stroke. Sometimes it is a little harder to do one stroke. And I like to do several strokes because, again, these are branches, and branches have a little bit of ridges in them, and we want to make them look a little more realistic. So again, a little bit of lift, dropping, and pulling. It's okay if your paint in your background is a little wet. You guys can wait for that to dry. But it's okay if it is a little wet. It's not going to hurt the painting. Again, as you guys are hopping on, please say hello. I'm sorry. Okay. And just pulling that up to the top there. And then I have another branch here to go to this flower, and then another one here. I'm going to move that over for you guys to fully see. So as you guys are hopping on, again, tell me where you guys are from and where you guys are watching from. I would love to know. Okay. I am going to add some more ridges to this branch here, just like so, just to give it a little spiky look. Perfect. So the first thing I want to actually do is the leaves. Okay, I'm just going to wipe off my little brush. I'm going to go back to my 1-inch brush. I'm going to go into my green. And what I'm going to do as well is tap a little bit in the brown, not a lot. And you can just trace the shape if you want to. All right. What I'm doing is I'm just pulling it like so. Sort of like having this brown towards the bottom and creating texture in the leaf. Just like so. Okay. You can go back in and add a little bit more green, a little more brown on the end. It's okay if it looks a little spiky. That is perfectly fine. All right, we can give it some character. So if you want to add some little spikiness around the leaf, it looks pretty cool. All right. So that's one leaf. Again, you could do this how you want to do this. Again, taking your paintbrush, loading a little bit of green on one side, and then taking the brown on the other side. So I'm putting a little bit more green than I am brown. And then I'm taking the brown towards the bottom, and then I'm pulling it up like so, just like that. And it kind of gives it this cool texture, and it gives it more realistic look to the leaves, to give it sort of like that's how the leaves were created. And I'm going towards the point of the leaf again. All right, so I'm going with the shape of the leaf and just going with the point. And then I'm going in and adding some texture around it, just like so. And it gives it, you have a little bit of shading automatically without you using the two colors, okay? And then for the little leaves, you don't have to go too crazy for the little leaves. Again, I'm just going to put a little bit of brown, a little bit of green, turning it around. Okay, I do realize that one has a little branch sticking out of it, so I'm just going to take the brown and take the branch and just add that one in. And this one's like as if it's falling off the page, so that's okay. And then we're going over here. Oops, sorry, just hit the camera. Again, the brown is on the edge where the branch starts. And I'm just going with the flow of how this one looks. And again, if you want to give it a little character, you give it a little character, just like so. Okay. And if you want to stay nice and smooth, it can stay nice and smooth as well. You can even do like a cool little design like that one I just did. Again, it could look like it's falling off the page as well. All right, so we have some cool looking leaves happening. I think I'm gonna make this one look like it's a little funky looking, just to make it look a little funky looking over there. Much better. All right, so let me just wash off that brush. And before we finish, oh, I think we're finished with the leaves for now. We'll go back to leaves. I just want them to dry a little bit before I add in what we call the veins of the leaves. I don't want them to blend too much, so I'll wait for that to dry. Oh, I actually missed the whole leaf. Look at that. All right, so let me just go back in. And I missed this leaf. I missed this guy here. Okay, just like that. That one's a little bit more brownish, but that's okay. We'll go back in when he dries and add a little bit more green. All right, so what I want to do, I'll start with the little guy up here. We're going to start making our hydrangeas. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the burgundy color. So again, I'm just using the bigger brush first, all right? And I want to go kind of halfway up. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go around just halfway up. And then I'm just going to paint in this shape, just like so. It is okay if your edges are not perfect, because we're going to create flower petals around it. All right, then I didn't wash my brush. I'm going to go straight into the white and go around this way. And what we want to do is kind of blend this all together, kind of make it like an ombre effect. Just like that. And just kind of blend that all in. Perfect. All right, if you want to add a little bit more white towards the top, you guys can add a little bit more white towards the top. But it doesn't have to go crazy. So before this dries, we want to start making our petals. So I'm just going to wash off my big brush because I'm going to use the little brush now. I'm just going to make sure my little brush is washed because I think it still has a little bit of brown on it. We're going to start making our petals. So with the little brush, what I'm going to do is take a little bit of white. All right, and we want to make petals. So what I'm going to do is from the top, from here, I'm going to take and pull. And what I'm going for like a star effect, just 5 little petals, just like that. All right, you can reload your brush. When we add paint, we call it loading. And you can go to a different spot and pull towards the center, just like so. All right, you don't have to reload if you don't want to, and just keep adding. But if once you can reload your brush. So you can also overlapping other flowers. Okay, and we're just filling in this area. We also want to go towards the edges. And we're pulling towards the center because we want the flowers to hang off the edges because they don't bloom in a perfect circle or oval in this case. Okay. Grabbing just white again, going in random spots. Once you get the hang of it, you guys will probably move a little faster. Just like so. Hi everybody. Thank you so much. Just tell me as you guys are logging on, just say hi. I'll be saying hi back. I'm trying to see if I can see the comments on face. I see comments where I'm looking where I'm recording, but don't see the name. So I'm looking to see if I see the name. So I'm just going back and forth to my pages. All right, so again, just pull towards the center. Okay, take and pull towards the center. All right, if your brush starts to end up being more pinkish, just wash it. wash it off, and then dry it on your paper towel. All right, and then go back for just white. And again, it's okay to overlap. All right, we're just doing 5 petals. And again, I'm going towards the center, just like so. All right. Once you feel like you're done making 5 different petals all around, you guys can just take a little bit of white, and in between everything, you can just do 1 petal, just to fill in the in between. 1 or 2 petals here and there. All right, and that's our first hydrangea, everybody. All right, so you can just take a look, make sure you guys have your spots filled in. And you guys can choose any colors you like. I'm doing it with this burgundy color because I think it looks very pretty. And I like pink hydrangeas. You can do them blue. If you guys was to choose another color, I would suggest you guys choosing a darker color. So for example, if you want to choose blue, I would use like a navy blue. All right, so you don't have to use the exact colors I'm using. If you want to be creative and go and do your own, go for it. So again, as you guys are hopping on, say hello. So again, I'm just doing it for the next one, which is the little bit bigger one. I'm going halfway up. I'm painting in half of my circle, then going into my white paint towards the top. And again, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then bringing it down and just blending this all together like so. The reason why we're doing the top part whiter is we're kind of pretending that the light is hitting the top area. So the flowers we paint towards the top will be a little bit lighter than the ones on the bottom where the light is not hitting. So you always have to have this, where is the sun shining? Where is the light hitting? When you're creating objects and you want to make them 3-dimensional on a 2-dimensional surface. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And I kind of teach that to my students. And again, before the bottom paint starts to dry up, we're just going to create our petals by pulling in towards the center. So I'm just doing 5 petals. And once you guys get the hang of it, it'll be a lot faster for you guys. So again, if you guys are interested, you guys can grab the tracer, and the supply list is in the comments section. I will post that again. In a second. Let me just add in these before this area kind of dries. You don't have to keep reloading. You can kind of get maybe 2 to 3 flowers off of one load if you can. And again, it's okay to overlap, just like so. So all I'm doing is pushing down and pulling in. Pushing down, pulling in, pushing down, pulling in. And you'll see that my brush is going back and forth as well. So this is pretty much of a cool little trick just to get hydrangeas and petals. So if you guys are hopping on, say hi. Let me know what you guys are up to for today on Saturday. It is the weekend. After this, I am going to be scheduling another painting for next weekend. Actually on Sunday for Father's Day. I'll do it in the afternoon before festivities start for Father's Day. Anybody celebrating Father's Day? If so, what you guys are doing? I'm gonna have a barbecue for my dad. So pretty exciting. All right, so again, I'm just going towards the edges right now because I want to kind of fill in where the edges are. And then I'm going to go in between all of them and just put like one petal here and there. And one or two petals. I'm just grabbing some white. Just like that. Making sure I don't see much of the edge. And that's our second hydrangea. Okay. Let me just get a little bit more white because I feel like we need to get a nice highlighted white one right there. Perfect. So you guys can step back, look at your painting like I just did, and add what you need to add. So if you feel like you need a white petal here and there, just go back in and add some white petals where you need to add them. So that's very simple enough. All right, still with this little brush that I'm using, or you guys can get a little liner brush actually. Let me start with this brush. Let me actually do the bigger brush. I actually like the way the bigger brush does lines, and I'll show you how I'm going to do the lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm just making sure it's clean. I'm going to dip it in the brown. So what I'm going to do is with the brown, I'm going to kind of go on the offloading it side here and making sure my line is straight and not too much paint. What I'm going to do is hold my brush to the side. I'm going to start where the branch is, and I'm going to kind of make the vein. All right, and then a couple of them here and a couple of them there, just like so. All right, and then go back to my paint, add some more paint, start where the branch is because it makes it a lot easier. And the reason why I like using the bigger brush is because when you end it, it ends to this little line and it doesn't kind of create too much. All right, so you guys can do that to a couple of them. It doesn't have to be for every single one. And you can just add a couple of lines here and there for each and every single other one. All right, so I'm just going to go back and look at the branches where they are and add some details to that. And at this point, I would say I'm done. If you want to add some white highlighting or yellow highlighting to something, since we're not using yellow, I'm probably going to, let me get a little bit of the linen. So what I can do is where I just created those lines, I can kind of like stamp on, and same thing here. Again, we're talking about that highlighting effect. Let me make this brown much darker now. All right, let me actually make that branch is bothering me. Make that branch a little darker, okay? And then again, going in and just adding like a stamping effect with the linen color to get like that highlighting effect, just like so. And then don't forget, you guys can sign the bottom of your thing when you guys are done. You guys can either sign it with a Sharpie or sign it with paint. It's up to you. So today was a pretty short tutorial, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. We have people who want this. Okay. I will make sure. Yeah, so I can sell my paintings. I will be making art kits. I'm glad everybody enjoyed it. Again, I'm putting again in the chat just in case you missed it. If you want to paint along with me, you guys can grab the free tracer and the supply list in the chat. And thank you for joining me today. And I will be putting this all together for my Paint with Your Heart and Soul page. If you are part of that group, it's a free group where you get monthly tutorials and videos, and you get everything for free as of for now until I build my audience. And you guys can paint along with me, and you guys can get this stuff monthly as well for free. Okay, have a great day. Happy Saturday. and enjoy your day. Have a great day. Bye, guys.